How was the process for you in, I don't know, writing Reminiscence?
There were very low stakes because nobody expected anything from me. Nobody was paying me to write this. Everybody thought I was just pregnant and retired. And what I found was I wasn't interested in the traditional boundaries that genre gives you. You know, I love action. I love directing action. I love writing action. I think it's a story in itself, every beat of action. At the same time, for me, a movie has to have a heart. It has to have something that grabs you and says why all this action means something. You know, it has to have love in whatever expression that love takes. And of course, I do enjoy a good mind bender. That's something that I dabble in Westworld. And in this one, just the idea of memory, it's like a Russian doll, you know, a set of Russian dolls. They just kind of collapsed. It's the break for the story actually came to me really easily because it just seemed that the conceit itself dictated the form.
How was for you working with Hugh Jackman?
In working with Hugh, I found the most incredible, giving, intelligent, hardworking, fearless collaborator I could have found. This movie would not have been possible without him. After I wrote the film, I sat there for a while thinking, what do I do with this thing? I knew that the key was finding my Bannister. Happily, I'd written the movie with a Bannister in mind, and it was Hugh Jackman. I've been a fan of his work from the beginning. He is an absolute chameleon. He is a character actor in a leading man's body because he will do anything. He's fearless. He doesn't mind just testing the limits of his image. Nobody was going to be able to work harder than Hugh because he was there every day, every moment, alongside all of us. And it was incredible, the feeling of solidarity that gave all of us.
All right. And how about Rebecca Ferguson?
Rebecca radiates intelligence as an actor. There's something about her eyes that you can see the steeliness and the brains there that Rebecca herself possesses. And I loved that for this character. I loved that we would always know there was something a little extra going on in May's mind, because there's always something going on in Rebecca's mind. She is, in some ways, also as complex as that character. And Rebecca is such a skilled actor that she was able to handle all those turns just perfectly.
I read somewhere that you worked before with Thandie Newton and that you guys are friends.
I love Thandie. We have worked together for several years now. We literally met on a FaceTime to talk about Westworld, where we were both breastfeeding our children. It doesn't get more real than that.
No.
I respect her so much as an artist, as an advocate, as a friend. She is the most badass ass kicker action star there is. She knows how to do action in a phenomenal way. She's able to summon this toughness, this steeliness. And I think that Thandie actually has that steeliness in life. She's a mother, she's an advocate, she's a tough woman, but she's tough with heart. And that's exactly what Watts needed to be.
I like it in this movie that you play a little bit with the concept of the hologram.
What I wanted was to create a real life hologram. That's an extra challenge when filming a movie because you're trying to invent something that's never been done before. But I wanted this to feel very warm and analog, and I didn't want my actors to have to interface with a void when they were circling this machine. I thought it would help with performance. The way that it worked was we created a semicircle of a translucent gauze and actually built the machine. It's actually there in the room. And what we would do is, as Bannister, as Hugh, looked at the scene, he would actually be seeing what Bannister was seeing, a 3D hologram of the memory.
And you must have had a lot of challenges because actually I heard that you filmed on a sunken city.
We were able to, working in a kind of dilapidated theme park in New Orleans, we put in a sunken town, a sunken city. That, you know, and filming there was crazy because we all had to wear these giant waders, you know, and the water would be, you know, up to my waist or so, which makes traveling around and giving directions somewhat difficult because you're chasing boats through this water. But it was a lot of fun, and again, I think that there's something to not doing things all in CGI, in having a world that you can interact with and feeling the magic of bringing a place to life.
Well, Reminiscence is not only an action movie or a sci-fi movie, it's also a great story. But what do you want the audiences to take home with them with this movie?
I hope that audiences, if they see the film, can relate in some way to the idea of their lives and the beautiful moments they have and the moments they want to cherish. It would be interesting for an audience to contemplate that, and perhaps in that contemplation, understand and just appreciate a little more how rare and beautiful those moments are. So even if we don't have a machine that can take us back, we do have the power to try to look for those moments in our own lives. And when we are lucky enough to find ourselves in one of them, to hold on to it and to cherish it, because that's the point of life. It's the magic of this existence.